Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to all our 12th Monarchs out there in Monarch Nation, coming off a tough but very hard-fought loss at Virginia Tech. Was extremely proud of our team. We went up there shorthanded against one of the best teams in the nation, and loved the way we competed this entire game. Really appreciative of the tremendous fan support we had from our 12th Monarchs. We traveled strong. They were loud and proud throughout, and our team recognized that, as did I, and we're all very appreciative for that. I felt like at 3-0, down 3-0 with 6 minutes to go, that we had a great opportunity to compete and win this game, but we just could not overcome the play differential. Virginia Tech had 89 plays, we had 50 plays, and that was just too much for a team that personnel-wise, we were already shorthanded going in there with injuries, and we just needed to get something positive to happen early in this game, and we could not. Special teams, Bailey Cate continues to perform very well. He punted for a good average. He's number 2 in Conference USA. That'll continue to help us as we build on that. For field position, I felt our defense played really well early in the first 24 minutes. Virginia Tech, a team averaging 45 points a game, had 3 points, but we just got worn down. We just did not have enough without the ability to score or convert on offense. Offensively, story of the game is 2 for 15 on third and fourth down. The first drive of the game, we've got a 4th and 1 at midfield and can't convert. They covered us extremely well. We could not get off their man coverage to have enough time to get into some routes. There were opportunities there, but we just didn't play well enough outside. In his first start, I thought Stevie Williams handled the atmosphere, the environment, going against one of the best defenses in the nation. His poise was outstanding when you look back and see that it was only 1 sack when there could have been 8 or 9 sacks in this game. His ability to escape, to scramble, we just didn't make enough plays around him. He was on his reads. He set all the protections properly. Did a really good job and handled himself very well in this environment. For our team, it's critical right now during the bye week to use this time to get healthy. We're 2-2 at this point. Everything's in front of us in terms of the league, but we've got 49 players right now that are on the injury report. That's the most that I've ever seen as a coach, certainly the most we've ever had here. 34 of those guys are bumps, bruises. They're playing with it, trying to play through it, but I'm going to give them 4 days off, starting yesterday all the way through Wednesday. That's time we'll just spend in the training room. It's time we'll spend strength and conditioning, our normal routine, nothing more than we normally do. But at this point, we've got 15 players that are out. We've got a total of 9 that are out for the season, and 6 that we hope to get back as soon as possible. Apu, Lawrence Garner, Chad Hendricks, Marquise Little, who was injured during the game on a catch on their sideline, Rotimi and Melvin Vaughn. I'm hopeful that we'll have the majority of those guys back for the Florida Atlantic game. At this point, Apu and Rotimi could be, and Garner could be a little bit longer, but that's our biggest opponent, if you will, right now is the injuries and trying to get our guys healthy. But as I look at Conference USA, I've watched all of our other opponents. I watched them all yesterday and today, studying the other teams. I think, in my opinion, right now, Conference USA is up for grabs. There's not one team that's stepped forward and looked as dominant as some of the teams are or have in the past. I think it's a balanced league, and we talked about that yesterday as a team, and this feels a lot like last year did in terms of we came off a couple of really tough losses at Appalachian State and North Carolina State, similar to the losses we just had North Carolina and Tech, and then we opened at home in the league, and we've got an opportunity opening next week at home in the league to get off to a strong start, and that'll be our goal, and I'll gladly take questions.
Bobby, in a normal bye week, if you have, say, half or a third of the injuries that you have now, would you have still given them 4 days off, or is 4 a concession to that 49 you mentioned?
Yeah, this is more time off than we've ever had, and then the way I structured the practice on Thursday and Friday is we're going out in just helmets, and the the spider pads to avoid contact and collision. It's just more about the reflexes of playing football, just going through the very basics. And we won't get back into a regular practice mode until Sunday, so it's really 6 days of recovery. Like I said, I've never seen anything like it. We need this time right now desperately to just get healthy, and that's the number one priority right now, more than just football 101, more than the basics of football. It's more about our health as a team, because I really feel strongly, Dave, if we can get this team close to full strength, that we've got an opportunity to be successful in the league.
To ask a question, and it probably has an obvious answer, with all these injuries, especially with Lowry, especially with Duhart, how tough is it to get that offense, the help that Stevie needs that you were talking about?
Yeah, it's certainly much more of a challenge when you lose, arguably your two best players. When, Lowry is, in my opinion, when he's healthy, he's the best running back in the league. Duhart, one of the top wideouts. Even Chad Hendricks, not having Chad in there. Melvin Vaughn, Melvin's such a dynamic player. He can play tight end, H-back, the backfield. He can play wide receiver. That's hurtful. That's a lot of production on offense. Now the ability to get Hendricks back for FAU, to get Vaughn back for FAU, that's a real shot in the arm that we need. But generally what happens in these situations, Dave, is you've got to fast forward with some other players. It's what we're doing at wideout right now. Fulgham has to step into the number one role, whether he's ready or not. Guys like Patterson and Noah Ellison, those guys have to step up and play. But I'm talking to Coach Scott and our offensive staff. Right now, we're gonna revisit schematically what we're doing. We've got to revisit it with a new quarterback and what he does well, and find guys around him that can be productive. And that's we've been here before. We've been in these situations where we've struggled against really good teams, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You don't want to abandon what you believe in or what you think you do really well because you played against two teams that were that played better than you did. So it's about revisiting what we're doing schematically and starting with Stevie, what he does best, and then build around him.
Just to follow up on that for briefly, you had an identity offensively at the beginning of the year, at least you hope to have one. How does that potentially change with the injuries with the new quarterback?
Yeah, our thought going into it was we would be similar to what we were last year. We'd be a run-first operation, a lot of play-action pass, and then you lose Lowry. Cox is playing hurt right now. He's got a hip pointer. That's he got in practice before the North Carolina game. That's clearly bothering him. You can see it. I can see it when he runs, and he's trying to play through that pain because he knows Ray's out. So what we've got to do now is go to build it around Stevie. I still think we can be very successful running the ball in Conference USA. We're not going to change who we are dramatically, but it's more at this point, Ed, it's about looking at Stevie and what he does well and building around him. What I learned about him Saturday is he's got tremendous escapability. I didn't want to come out of the game saying that, but his athleticism going against some of the top defenders in the country, he clearly looked like he belonged athletically on the field. And if we make a couple more catches for him during the game, then statistically it doesn't look as bad as it did. It's hard for me to stand up here and say, okay, we were 8 for 26 for minimal yards, and yeah, this quarterback's going to be special. But you all saw what I saw. His ability athletically, he clearly belonged on that field Saturday, and for his first start, we have to build on his strengths. We have to build around him, and that's clearly his athleticism.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you all for coming. Have a good week, and we'll see you in a couple weeks, 12th Monarchs.